Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome back to the test. So this is the third part in the trilogy. This is the final revelation, as you can see on screen. Hopefully we're beating Markiplier to this. Hopefully he doesn't upload this in the next 1 or 2 days, because then that'd be a problem. Because I want to beat him in something, and this is the only thing I have a chance to do so. So let's play this game. I'm just gonna get right into it. Usually these things are like an hour long, so let's just get into it. Real quick, while it's doing this. If you haven't seen the first part or the second part, you should go watch them, because otherwise it's not going to make sense. And here's where it tells us that. So before experiencing the test Final Revelation, it is highly recommended that you played its prequels, The Test and The Test Hypothesis Rising, first before venturing into this experience. You will stand to gain a lot more from this experience if you played the first 2 titles, and this examination will also make a bit more sense as it carries on from where those last examinations left off. I would like to urge you to go play The Test followed by The Test Hypothesis Rising now, before venturing forward, and follow the instructions listed throughout the games, as you will certainly get a bigger benefit overall by taking the tests in order they are meant to be taken in. Would you like to choose this game? Nope. You're not going to get a chance to exit the game. No, I've already played the test and the test too. Well then, let us continue. Please make sure that you answer each question with the utmost honesty, and that you take your time to answer the questions presented. Even answering one question improperly may drastically change your outcome. You cannot go back to answer questions you misanswered, so be sure to take your time. This is of the utmost importance. Can you not play these games after you've beat them? I haven't tested that. When the sun comes crashing down and the heroes fade away, when darkness is all around and there is no light of day, I will come back for you, so that you never feel alone. My spirit will push through. Your heart will forever be my home. And when the world spirals into abyss, I will be standing there. Your embrace, so long I've missed. My soul, my love, I bear. And when every nerve has been left deadened, and every ghost has left its shell, I will bring you back to your heaven, as you have rescued me from my hell. Huh. What is this all about? This is really interesting. Because there's the basic story, there's like the questionnaire and stuff, and then there's like this deeper story that is yet to be explained. This is, I feel like, the deeper story here. I just don't know what it means. Oh, that's right! This was the guy in the first game, and this is Fate, the guy we saw in the second game. I get it now. So now we're in this, I don't know what this is. Also, I want to point out, you guys didn't see it in the video, but when I went into the options to change this to full screen, there was an always run button, or always dash button. I wonder if this is an actual RPG now. I don't know. No matter what happens, I will always love you. Choice. Fate and choice. Huh. Do you promise? With every ounce of my heart and each droplet of my soul, I swear to you. We are going to find a way out of here. What? This is so interesting. I'm glad we decided to switch out. Today's video was originally going to be Deltarune. The testing room. Oh, Destiny. Also, there's a dead body there. Oh, that says help now. This is something, but I can't see what that is. I wasn't expecting you so soon. So we've dealt with choice, fate, and now destiny. So it's the trilogy. Though I knew that one day we would meet in this room. Yeah, because destiny is like the last outcome possible. You see, closely, I've been watching you, studying every breath and every move. A few of my former colleagues you may have met, and a slew of questions you've answered without regret. I may be similar, but unlike them still. I'll make you swallow the truth like a bitter pill. I will peel the emotion from your soul, and make you eat your feelings whole. The questions I ask may be hard to answer, but I will cut the truth from you like a cancer. Both of us know why you're here. To open up and cast out fear. To be as honest as you can. To take angel's wing or a devil's hand. And in the end, we both know will know. How to escape your undertow. Do you just speak in riddles? This is on your side. Time is on your side, but mistakes are not. Misanswered questions lead to misery wrought. Yeah, he says he does it in rhymes. Take time to think before you decide. Dig deep for the answers that live inside. So you're the one that said the poem to us at the beginning then. I think that's what it established to us. You may not go back, you may not return. Once the decision is made, into your soul 'tis burned. But before we continue, just know this. Your dishonesty would be very remiss. If your answers lack the guidance of truth, then your final destination will be rather uncouth. So with that being said, I need your heart's honesty. You can run from yourself, but you can't run from honesty. Oh. That didn't rhyme. That didn't rhyme, buddy. I don't want to make your life too hard, but you didn't rhyme that. Alright. Oh, you know what? You know those flashes in the second game that says I'm always or talk to me, or one of them said you can't escape, or like you can't run or something.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was him talking. Now let the examination begin. Also, real quick, I forgot to mention this in the second one, but these are technically slightly mature games. They're slightly mature questions. I try to skip over them, but sometimes they're always being shown anyway, so just remember that. Alright, do you ever feel like you just aren't good enough? Nope, because I tell myself that I am every day. So screw you, buddy. You ever feel like you put more effort into friends or relationships than others put back in you? Yeah, I mean, that's just how life is. Some people don't put enough effort in. I think that's just how it is. So, yeah. Do you feel like your life is going nowhere? Nope. I started this YouTube channel, so clearly it's going somewhere.
Yep.
You ever feel like you're trapped in limbo? I mean, Earth is limbo, because there's space, and then... So... Technically, no, but I know in terms of what you're saying. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by seemingly trivial tasks? No, I don't make tough decisions every day. The toughest decision I make is what should we upload today? So no. Are you sometimes afraid of what your future may hold? Yeah, afraid in terms of I don't know where it's going. So, I guess yeah. Do you believe that your friends always treat you the way you deserve to be treated? Yeah, I mean we treat each other nice, so I'd hope to think that that's what it means. Are you afraid of being the last person alive in your social circle? No. I'm not afraid of it, no. Are you afraid of the existence of an afterlife and what that might mean for you? No, because like I said, I'm a Christian before and we believe in afterlife, so no, I'm not afraid of that. You feel as though you're wanted in life. Do you feel as though yeah, I read that right. Yes, I do.
Yeah. Of course.
Do you feel like you just don't belong? I just said yes to the other one, idiot. Do you ever feel like a burden? Nope. Have you ever felt left out? Yeah, when I was like 6. No.
When I was left out of dodgeball.
Ha ha.
Very fun.
Have you ever felt like a failure? Not in the way you're defining it. Have you ever felt like you just weren't attractive enough? I don't care what people think about me.
I don't care.
Have you ever worked yourself sick? Nope. Don't work that hard. Do you ever have racing thoughts at night that makes it difficult for you to go to sleep? Yes, but not in the way this is a negative connotation. I just think about like the YouTube channel a lot. I think about how people like what the next ARG thing is gonna mean. Nighttime and shower time are basically the two times where I think most about the ARG and where it's going. Because like I said, I'm kind of a year ahead of all of you, so I'm trying to keep that space in between us so that when I get to the end of the ARG, it's not gonna be for a while, but when I get to the end of the ARG, I can finally rest easy for a while, knowing that you guys are still gonna get pieces, but once it's finally over, that'll be pretty interesting. So, yes, technically, but you're making it have a negative connotation, so that I would say no, but I'll say yes in general. Are you afraid to ask for help? Nope, I ask for help all the time. In my BOSIS class, anytime I mess something up, I'm like, okay, I broke it. Do you feel like people often criticize you? Yes, but I don't care. So, technically. Yeah. Do you ever feel judged by your friends or family? Do I ever feel judged? Everyone's judging you no matter whether they think it or not. But do I ever feel judged? No. Do you ever wonder what your purpose is in life? You know, no one really knows. But we're all here for a reason. That's what I say. So, yes. If you could turn back time for any reason, would you? My problem with turning back time is would that affect the outcome today? If changing one small thing affects who I am today, I don't think I would do it. Because the path I'm on right now is fine. I would go back to change some like mistakes I made early on, but I don't want that to change who I am today. So, for any reason, you saying any reason, so yes, there would be some situations where I would. Would you say that you have many regrets in life? I have small regrets, yes.
Yeah, there are some regrets in life.
Does meeting new people for the first time make you uncomfortable? No, because I can smell them. If they have BS rubbing off of them, I can smell it. So, but no, not really.
Yes.
Does looking out your window at night make you feel uneasy? No, there's streetlights where we are, so I don't know. If I was in a city, I will say, last time I asked if are you a city person or a suburban person, or a country person or whatever. Or was that in the 2K special? I forgot what that was.
It was the 2K special, city or country.
Oh, you guys, okay, so you guys haven't seen that yet. But anyway, someone asked that question, and I said that I'm definitely country, but the city, I will say, cities at night look beautiful. But other than that, I would not live one. So no, it does not.
It does actually.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes double check that your door is locked even though you're certain that you've already all the time? Yeah.
Yes.
There's always be safe and sorry.
Double check.
Do you ever feel like life is moving too slow? Nope, it's moving quite fast actually. Do you ever feel like life is moving too fast? How'd you know? Do you feel uncomfortable when you're home alone? Nope, I actually feel content home alone. Completely alone? I've never been completely alone with like no pets around. That might make me slightly uncomfortable. But since we have so many pets, and before we had 2 pets, at the very early time we had 1, and still that was enough. So I would say no, do not. Would you consider yourself to be a thoughtful person? Yes, at least I think so. Would you consider yourself to be superficial? I don't even know what that means, so I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Do you ever judge others by the way they look or dress? Nope, because that doesn't matter to me.
No, I don't.
Stop talking.
Shush.
Would you consider yourself to be high maintenance? You already asked that last time, and I said technically yes. Have you ever been bullied by someone you cared about? No. Have you ever been a bully to someone you care about? No. Do you try to keep a low profile to avoid attention from others while in a crowded area? No. Do you actively try to avoid busy places? Technically yes. Like I don't go to. I try to avoid parties because those are stupid. I didn't like the airport when we were in it. So yes. Would you sometimes rather be alone than surrounded by people you care about? Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you need isolation, but you don't want it all the time. Does making phone calls make you feel uncomfortable? I'd much prefer I think video calls make me more uncomfortable, so I'd say no. Are you sometimes afraid to confront people even when they do something that bothers you? I'm not usually. I'm very direct to people. Do you feel uncomfortable when committing to definitive plans for the future? I feel uncomfortable in committing definitive plans for the future. No, because I don't. The only plans I make in the future is with the YouTube channel. Anything else, like normal activities in life, I don't plan for. So no. You ever feel like no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to stay motivated? Nope. Do you ever feel that you're failing those who care about you most? Nope.
Never.
Does driving a vehicle give you anxiety? I don't drive vehicles, so no. Are you afraid of exploring new places by yourself? No. Have you ever carried an object around with you that made you feel more comfortable? Not that I know of. My phone. I guess I carry my phone all around with me, so technically yes. If I told you that I could guess your name correctly right now, would you believe me? You know, if you did, I'd be surprised. So I'm gonna say yes, so you do it. Do it. Well, based on the answers you provided me so far, if I were to take a guess... Oh, you're guessing? Let's say your name starts with the letter M. It does not.
Nope.
None of them.
That makes sense. Let's be real here. There's literally no way I'd be able to guess your name just by your answers. That'd be ridiculous. Listen. Besides, all of you humans look alike. Humans. Yeah, that makes sense now. Because we're dealing with fictional beings.
Yeah.
So, at first I thought we were like an alien or something. Or like we were like a alien pretending to be human. Besides, all you humans look alike to me anyhow. Does being around animals bring you a sense of peace? Most animals, yes. But like, if I was around snakes or an elephant, probably not. But
Yeah,
Technically, yes. Do you sometimes believe your loved ones are lying to you when they say they care? No, I don't think so.
No.
Do you ever feel like you pushed your loved ones away? Nope. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to have to stop you here. The truth that pours forth is incredibly clear. I hope that you're being honest for your own health. I'm being honest. You can try to lie, but you'll be cheating yourself. I'd like to move on to the next phase of the test. A series of pictures to give your brain a rest. Pictures. You're going to tell me what emotional response they bring out. Oh, it's this frickin' psychology one. Which will show me what your mind is pondering about. So feast your eyes upon the art. And let me into that precious heart. For starters, what emotion do you feel present in this picture? Anger, depression, joy, chaos, relaxation, numbness. It's a little bit chaotic, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel the top two. I don't really feel joy. I guess chaos. I don't feel any of these besides... I mean, it looks like chaos. I go chaos. What word do you feel describes this picture the best? Trapped, manic, maniac?
Manic.
Yeah.
Manic? I don't even know what that means. Broken, soulful, chaotic, beautiful. It is slightly beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what manic means. Trapped? I don't see how that's trapped. Broken? I guess it kind of looks like a broken mirror, slightly. Soulful? Maybe. So I don't think it's this one or soulful. I'm gonna go chaotic because our other ends. I'm gonna go beautiful because it is slightly beautiful. I like this, especially the center like eye thing up here.
Yeah, it looks nice.
What do you think this picture is called? A Mind of Misery, Celestial Stare, Soul Abduction, The Portal, Chaotic Crystals. I don't think it's called The Portal. That seems too normal. Soul Abduction, I doubt it. Chaotic Crystals, probably, maybe. That's very. I think the last three that I haven't said are pretty high up there. I'm gonna go Celestial Stare because this looks like an eye up here.
And also kind of, yeah.
Very interesting. Moving on. Oh, you're not gonna tell us. Cool. Thanks.
Oh, thanks.
What emotions do you feel present in this picture? This looks, to me, this immediately looks like spider webs.
Yeah.
Anger, depression. Oh, it's the same ones. None of these. It's not chaotic anymore. Where's just like nothing? I guess relaxation, but stuck, abyss, toxic, demented, life, exotic. I'd probably go stuck because this seems like spider webs. Life doesn't make sense. Corruption wave, the birthing, blazing soul, destroyer of sense, darkness within. I don't think it's. Again, I don't think it's. This is too simple. Corruption wave. Are these waves? I guess technically they could be.
Yeah, kinda.
Blazing soul, maybe, but it's not like I don't see anything red in here besides this down here. Destroyer of sense. That sounds cool. I'm gonna go with that one. I see. Next, we have this one. Ooh, I like this one.
Ooh, this is.
That actually made me feel happy a little bit, just purely because of how cool this looks. So I'm gonna go joy, because this looks really cool. Glorious, that'd probably be it. Twin, yeah, because it's mirrored.
Yeah.
Oh, there's space. This, to me, this doesn't scream space, but sure. Planets. Oh, actually, no, what? No, it is space. Look, that's the. This is what do you call it? Like the fake rings that we make for the orbiting stuff, and this is like planets in here. So, galactic. I would say either glorious or galactic. What do you guys want to go with? I'll let you pick this time. Glorious or galactic?
I'm gonna go with glorious.
Okay, 2 out of 3.
I thought it was galactic.
Too late. What do you think this picture is called? The Vault? Datacron? I See You? Reflection of the Universe or Shattered Worlds? I think that'd be an amazing name, so I'm gonna go with that. In fact, that's one of the chapter names in my book, which you can buy at Barnes & Noble's right now. I'm kidding. Can't buy it. Noted. Take a look at this one. Ooh. Is this a staircase over here? That's what it looks like. I like this thing in the middle. Again, I guess slight happiness. But
Yeah.
gateway, that's very good. Staircase, I did know the staircase. Heavenly, yeah, I can see that. Unknown, sure. Vast, sure. Open, no. Oh, these are all really good. Gateway, because it's the gateway and heavenly go together, I think. Staircase, it was the first thing I pointed out.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm gonna go staircase because it's technically the first thing I said.
Oh, I was trying
Makes
to go
sense.
gateway.
I don't care. You thought this was a gateway when you first looked at it?
Yeah.
No, you're full of crap. Light at the end of the tunnel, that's the basic name. The porthole, dimension door, stairway to heaven, the rabbit hole. I could see stairway to heaven. I think, but dimension door, I think that's what it's actually called.
Yeah.
That's peculiar. Is it? And how about this one? Ooh, that looks like black hole.
Oh yeah.
Again, this is just, I mean, this is a little chaotic. I'll go chaotic, because it kind of is. It didn't make me feel happy. Yep, ring, it's not really rings. Abyssal, yep, darkness, sure, lightning, sure, blazing, sure. So really rings the odd one out here. I makes sense, because that's what it looks like. Actually, I was the first thing I thought of when I first saw this. So I'm gonna go with that. I do like abyssal, because that does make sense.
Yeah.
What do you think this picture is called? Nest of Darkness, the Abyssal Gaze, Shrouded Misery, Energy Crown, Darkness Forming. I think the Abyssal Gaze,
Yeah.
because I said this was an eye. I will make note of that. And this here. Ooh. I like that one.
Yeah.
This that's dumb, but this reminds me of the Disney Plus series Loki for some reason. I don't know what that...
What?
You haven't watched it, don't worry. Describe the picture best. Mask? Is there like a Photoshop mask on here? Is that what you're saying? Veiled.
Filed.
Shut up. And did you just correct me again?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Shut up.
Cyclops? Yeah, I guess because of the eye. Jungle? Prismatic? Shrouded. I don't get jungle whatsoever. Oh! I can see a jungle, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Prismatic. I guess Cyclops, because there's an eye. Has there been an eye in every one of these? Has like an eye been always the answer for for all of these so far? What do you think this picture's called? Mind's Eye. See, there it is. Forest of Death, The Masking, Eye of Chaos, A Shining Light. I think Mind's Eye.
Yeah.
I see. Now this one. What is that?
What's this?
This looks like a creature of some sort. Yeah, that's an eye. What is this thing?
Why is there always an eye?
None of these, but it's slightly chaotic because there's galaxies down. This is a galaxy. Planetary collide. Oh wow! I didn't even see that. It's two planets colliding, and then this is
that
like
makes sense.
I don't know what this overlaying thing is here, but it's two planets colliding. Wings, bosom. Oh, bosom. Sorry. Feathers, heavenly. I would say I noticed the collide when you said it, but to me this looks like wings. So I saw the wings first. I think that's what they're asking. What did you see first? I saw the wings first. Well, technically I saw the eye, but that wasn't an option. Growth, seed, Mother Nature's gift, forming earth, we meet again, angelic touch. We meet again. It's very odd that that's there. Forming earth, that is how earth was made. It collided with a planet. Mother Nature's gift, I don't even know what that means. Growth seed, I don't know what that means either. We meet again's odd, but I can't choose it because I'm trying to be honest here. Forming earth makes sense. I don't see how this is angelic either. So forming earth's the only one that really makes sense. How about this? Okay, this is a blazing inferno.
Oh,
That's
yes.
definitely chaotic.
Yeah.
Fury, torment, volcano, brimstone, shattered fault. Fury? Or like volcano. I mean, I said Fury is anger, though. I'm gonna go volcano. Arcing blaze, the world breaks. Inferno gate. Ooh. The shattering, rage incarnate. The shattering. Wasn't that an answer for something else too? Inferno gate. I like the sound of, and I did pick inferno anyway, like a volcano. That's interesting that you say that. How about this one here? That's an eye.
That
Yep,
is a
that
legit
is
That is an eye.
100% an eye.
If that's not an eye. Cyborg, yep. Information, analyzing, monitoring, futuristic. Analyzing makes sense, but I'm gonna go cyber because I saw the eye first. What do you think this picture is called? The data sphere throughout provoked? Yeah. Take your pills. Incubation of dreams, matrix watcher, ooh. Light projector. I like these last two. Matrix watcher. Light projector. What?
Thought provoke. Yeah.
You can't even say it, so it's not cool. Plus, that has no meaning or sense behind with this picture.
Yeah.
Matrix Watcher, Light Projector. I think it's more of an eye, so I'm gonna go Matrix Watcher.
Yeah. It looks like an eye.
I'll make note of that. Are you? Are you actually making note of this?
Yeah, are you sure about that?
Also, I just want to point out this is the same room that Fate was in, so clearly.
Looks like
So,
the same room.
do we think this guy's the bad guy? Because Fate and Choice were trapped somewhere, because he's like, I'm gonna get us out of here. That's interesting. Now this one. That looks like it could be an eye again, but that's more of a gateway, I'd say.
Yeah.
Again, it's chaotic. I don't feel anger or depressed or any of these other. It's always these middle two, but that's chaotic a little bit. Ocean, sky, destiny. Ooh, I can pick your name, buddy. Warp or birth. It does look like a warping situation.
Oh yeah.
I want to say your name because I can. Birthplace of dreams. Monolith heart. Endless sea going down. Ultraviolet. I mean, that's probably the color. There's probably ultraviolet color somewhere in here. Birthplace of dreams I like, even though I didn't pick birth for the answer, but interesting. Take a look at this. Ooh, I like that one. That looks really cool, actually.
Yeah, that's
that looks
nice.
really nice. Did the person that made the game make these? Because these are really cool. Like, you could legitimately sell these in a museum. That's how good these are. Unless they're not yours, then whatever. Data, that would make sense, because these could be like the files going into a computer.
Sense.
Broken. I don't really see anything broken. Eye. Always seems to be either an answer or somewhere in the photo. Disfigured. Is there another thing I'm supposed to be seeing here? I see like boxes going into this portal thing. Anarchy. Puzzle. I see data. Data's the first thing
Yeah,
I saw. The other ones, I like the answer I, but I didn't see that at first. I saw data.
It looked like it was broken.
Stop talking. What do you think this picture is called? Deciphering. I broke you. Interesting. The Crystal Verse. Planar Zone. Picasso face. Really? Is Picasso's face in here somewhere? That'd be hilarious. None of these have to do with my answer, though. The Crystal Verse. I like that one. I broke you as well, but I didn't pick I. I'm gonna go with that one. Huh. We're almost done. What emotion do you feel present in this one? This seemed like the spider web again, but just with different colors. Oh, actually, I'm seeing a planet maybe here.
Yeah.
Is this like water? It's a bit chaotic, yeah. Arc, slime, vapor, melting, drool, vicious. I don't see either. I see maybe slime, or also vapor because it's like a gas. Melting, I don't see. Drool, I definitely don't see. Vicious. I'm gonna go with vapor. What do you think this picture's called? The jewels of death. Planet cradle. Planet forming. Dark lights. The sludge. Planet forming. That's interesting. It does kind of look like they're going to the planet.
Yeah.
Interesting choice. Let's see here. That looks like a gateway and an eye again, but that looks pretty cool actually, though.
Looks like an eye.
This looks like something from a video game. Crown, sword, laser, sunlight, eclipse. Ooh, I like eclipse. Sunlight. Laser makes sense because it's going into it. Sword? I mean, I guess. Oh, actually, there is a background picture here. I don't know what that is, though. I see something here.
Oh, that looks like
Oh
a
yeah, I
sword.
see something.
I can maybe see a sword, but I don't think it's the first thing I saw. I don't know where you're seeing a crown. I'm gonna go. I like Eclipse. Eclipse makes sense for that. Sonic Boom, Red Angel, Solar Blade, Broken Seal, Disintegration Chamber. Disintegration chamber. I don't think that one. Broken seal because it's beaming out. I think maybe that's what it is. Alright then. You got none of these right. A few more. Ooh, I like that one. This has pretty colors in it.
Nice.
This also looks like an eye. Yep. I saw an eye. I didn't even read the other ones because I saw the eye first. Spiral world, marble of time. Ooh, I like that one. Formless being, higher intelligence. Because this is an artificial eye, maybe. I gotta say, I like marble of time because this does look like a marble. And I've had marbles, trust me.
Yeah, it's a Soko.
That's not what a marble means, but sure.
A marble.
That's surprising. Is it? You said that for the other one. Almost finished. You've been saying that for the past 3 ones, dude. I see. I'm not the only one seeing an hourglass. I see an hourglass.
I kind of see the
it's misformed a little bit, but I see an hourglass here. That's the first thing I saw. Am I seeing eyes over here? These look like eyes and a mouth. Okay. It's chaotic. Can't say faux joy from it. Gaseous, chaos, warped, wave, nebula, jungle. Where the frick are you seeing jungle from? Maybe the green bits? Okay. I don't know what this word means, so I can't pick that. I'm not picking jungle. So we're down to chaos, warped. Time does warp. Wave and nebula. I feel like I learned what that was, and I forgot. So I'm gonna go warped. What do you think this picture is called? Vaporous forms, light breaking, soulless space, leaves up close, verdant path. I like light. I like soulless space. Very good. Or did I get that one right? That's the only one we got right. Last one. This again looks like an eye.
Yeah,
it does look pretty cool though, gotta admit. Eye, give me it. Oh. Music, choir. Where are you seeing? Oh. Oh, I didn't notice that.
Oh, there's music.
There's music notes in here.
Music.
I didn't even see that. Huh. Music. Well, I didn't notice it first. Voice, hollow. I saw a void first. The sound of silence. Ooh, I like that. Empty world, warp tunnel, notes of harmony. I think because of music notes, I think it's called notes of harmony. I think that about wraps it up. Your answers have been documented well. Deep in your subconscious they dwell. But I am not finished with you just yet. There are still some truths that have yet to be met. As a matter of fact, this is only the start. Yeah, I figured. We will have a great deal of fun before we part. So let me challenge you on another level still. I will pick your brain until I get my fill. This next set of questions will test your conscience more. And again, your honesty I do implore. Let us begin. One year you're running a little low on funds to purchase presents around the holidays, so you decide to spend $1 to get everyone in your family a lottery ticket. You give each of them their own lottery ticket and wish them the best of luck. The drawing is held and one of your family members hits the jackpot, but it's someone who you don't really get along with and you just bought a present for out of moral obligation. They plan to keep the money all for themselves as they feel it was their ticket. How does this make you feel? Angry, they should share the prize. Jealous, I regret buying them a ticket. Happy, good for them, I'm glad they won. Indifferent, that's the way life goes sometimes. I'm between these last two. I wouldn't feel angry. I wouldn't feel jealous. I mean, maybe a little bit, but it wouldn't be my main reaction. I'm trying to think of people in my life that I just feel meh about. I feel happy for them, because it's not like I don't like them. But I feel like I'd be slightly indifferent. Because it's like, alright, that's just how it goes. Because, like, I feel, what I would do is I'd feel a little bit bad for the other people that didn't win. Because they're not sharing. So, I'd feel indifferent. I guess that now that I think about it. Very well. And what would you wish to do in this situation? Oh. Try to steal the I want to do that.
No.
Destroy their tickets so no one gets it. No. Get them killed so I inherit the money. No. Let them be happy. Yeah, that one. Thank you. If the roles were reversed and you were given a winning lottery ticket, would you share the money with your least favorite family member who bought you the ticket? Yeah, if they bought me the ticket, they're getting some of the money. Yes. I see. Now you're walking through a forest and you come across a black suitcase. Inside the case there rests $1 million. Alongside the money there lies a blood-stained note with only one word written on it. The note simply says, "Don't." Ooh. Scared, there's blood in there. Anxious, what if someone comes for the money? Excited, I'm about to be rich. Indifferent, none of my business. None of my business. I wouldn't feel like, I mean, I'd feel slightly unnerved because there's blood. But if they're saying, if there's a bloodstained note that says don't, I'm leaving it alone.
Yeah.
What would you used to do in this situation? Grab the suitcase and run back to my car? Nope. Take as much money as I could? Nope. Call the police and let them know about the suitcase? I probably would do that. I'd do that, yeah.
Yeah.
If the note wasn't covered in blood, would you change your decision at all? No, because it still says don't. Interesting. If the note wasn't there, then I'd probably call the police anyway and say, hey, there's a thing here with $1 million. Someone probably robbed a bank. Might want to come after this.
Yeah.
The devil appears in your room at night while you're alone and just about to fall asleep. That's a little interesting.
Yeah.
And tells you that he has a special one-time offer for you. For $19.99, you too can get the slap shop. No, okay. In exchange for your soul and eternal damnation, he will let you choose from one of 3 glorious bargains. He has not told you what those bargains are yet. How does it make you feel? Scared the devil's in my room. Suspicious. I don't think the devil truly exists. I'd be suspicious, not that he's existing, but the fact that he's physically there. And I'd also be suspicious of his offer, because he's not telling me what they are yet. Angry, I want him out now. Intrigued, I wonder what he's willing to offer me. I'd be slightly, I wouldn't accept him, obviously, but I'd be intrigued to what his offer was, but I wouldn't accept it. But I can't pick suspicious, because they're saying I don't think the devil truly exists. I guess I'd be a little freaked out. I think everyone would be a little freaked out. Devil then goes on to assure you that whether or not you believe him to be truly the devil, he surely is. And to prove his point, he demonstrates magnificent magical prowess and drags you to hell for a split second before transporting you back to your bedroom. Great. In that second, you can feel a lifetime of pain and suffering in the most unimaginable ways possible. He then goes on to tell you of his offers in exchange for your soul to see if you can strike a bargain. Which of these would you choose in exchange for your soul, if any? All the wealth and power in the world. Nope, that's not worth it. You'll never age, but you can still die from physical injury. That's not worth it then.
No.
You can bring one person back from the dead. No. I wouldn't sell. No. Those are not worth it. If the devil offered you a deal of some other kind, would you accept it in exchange for eternal damnation? Probably not. I see. Civilization is about to come to an end as a plague sweeps the globe. Is it called COVID by any chance? Turning everyone who perishes into mindless zombies who hunger for living flesh. Never mind. This might be a new mutation of COVID, not something we've seen it.
Yeah.
He watches everyone you know become gravely ill in turns, except for 5 of your closest friends and family. How does it make you feel? Incredibly sad, I don't want the world to end. Excited, I've always fantasized about a zombie apocalypse. Scared, I don't know if I could survive for long. Indifferent, this is life now. I'd be upset. If you knew that a zombie apocalypse was coming in 10 years from now and you could prevent it from happening, would you? Yeah!
Of course.
Interesting. If I could prevent it, then yes. You've been working at a company for 10 years and you've been promised a very important and incredibly lucrative promotion. However, someone hired only a number of weeks ago has been promoted to the position that you were promised. Your boss essentially tells you tough luck and that you maybe one day you'll get the position, and that he had to promote the other employee as a favor for a friend. How does this make you feel? Angry, I was promised. Jealous? I'd feel a little betrayed, yeah. Indifferent, everything happens for a reason. I like that line though, everything does happen for a reason. Betrayal? I'd feel a little betrayal just because he promised it for a while, in 10 years, and then to just back out of it. But I more agree with this statement here.
Yeah.
You've also learned a few secrets about the company that could be disastrous if they were to escape, such as the fact that they haven't been properly reporting their income for the last decade. That's a legal situation. What would you wish to do in the situation? Threaten to report my boss for fraud, quit my job and look for new employment? Probably that one. Sabotage a new employee to get them fired? Nope. Nothing. You win some, you lose some. I'd probably quit, because I'm not working for an employer that's mean. Simple as that.
Yeah.
If the roles were reversed and you were hired and promoted as a favor of someone more deserving, would you accept the position? Over someone more deserving. You don't get a choice though. The boss chooses, like, you don't get to choose your, would you accept it? Because you don't get to choose whether you get janitor or the CEO. The boss, the higher ups choose that for you. You just accept the offer. So I wouldn't know if someone's more deserving of it. They say to make your own situations. I would go with no, under the assumption I know that this person's getting screwed over. Under the assumption. I see, very interesting. You're home alone at night. Oh, great. Off to a great start. Cooking food in your kitchen. You turn around to realize that someone is watching you through your window in the darkness. Great. Not gonna like that.
Yay!
Actually, there's no way they could. In our house, the only way they could do that is from the door in our kitchen, which leads to outside, but I'd see that because the light's on. Anyway, let's pretend the light wasn't on. They have their face and hands pressed up against the window, and they make direct eye contact with you before turning and running out of sight around the other side of the house. Scared, where did they go? Anxious, I don't know what's about to happen. Secure, I'm ready to handle whatever's coming. Protective, I need my family to be okay. That one. Wait, it said, well, oh, shoot, it said home alone.
You live alone.
God, no, it said you were home alone. Didn't say you were live alone, idiot.
Oh.
And also, family includes pets, though. So, maybe that's it. I don't know.
I'm kinda dumb.
I was gonna, whatever. Lock the doors and call the police. That one for sure.
Yep.
Grab the nearest weapon in the house. I'd do both of these. Check to see if everyone in the house was safe. Doing all three of these. Run out of the house and go to the neighbors. Nope, because they're outside, so I'm not going outside. They're coming to me. I would do all three of these, but the first one I would do is lock the doors and call the police. Hopefully the doors should already be locked, but I'm going to lock them anyway. If the face you saw in the window was the face of a supernatural entity and not of a human being, would your answer change? It depends on if they're trying to kill me. If they're trying to maliciously get into the house, no, it wouldn't change. If they're just... What would they be watching, though? They're just watching me cook my burgers. Like, what are they doing?
Do they just like watching people cook?
Supernatural entity and not a human being. If I knew that, I guess it would change. Yeah, I might not call the police initially.
What if they were just hungry?
Stop talking. I'm going to present you with some more potential scenarios, but I'm going to ask for more simplistic answers as a result. Here we go. Okay. You're not feeling all too well, so you decide to go to the doctor. The doctor runs a series of tests and gets back to you shortly after to announce some grave news. It turns out that you've contracted an incredibly rare illness that there is currently no cure for. This illness causes complete body paralysis within 6 months of contraction, meaning that in less than half a year from now, you will be rendered unable to move, blink, talk, or any form of expression whatsoever. You will need to be kept alive on a feeding tube, and you'll never be able to communicate with anyone else ever again, just being kept alive on machines in a vegetative state. Oh, I knew you were going to say this. Would you want to be kept alive in that state, or would you rather have been pulled the plug when that happens? I knew you were going to say this. That's why I was trying to think ahead of time. This is one of the hardest questions that I've been sort of kind of asked this before, not like in a test, but like in like a quiz I took at some point. The reason I'm going to pick this answer is because in that 6 months, you're given 6 months. If the last test asked you if you had 1 day to live or whatever, would you tell anybody? I mean, at that point, they would know, right? You don't get a choice to tell them. So I would live, I would do all the things I wanted to do in that 6 months. I would travel. I would try new cuisine. I would maybe meet some new people. That kind of stuff. Anything that I wanted to do, I would do in that 6 months. I don't think it'd be worth it, because you're not getting any interaction up here. So I would go with this. But I would live out my 6 months. How would you like to spend oh, well, there you go. Spend the last 6 months of your life while still mobile. Spending with my friends and family, probably that one. Pursuing all my dreams I haven't yet accomplished. Both of these. Making the world a better place. How dare you?
Wow.
Willow and self-pity. Wow. You suck, dude. Because I want to do all 3 of these. And you're separating them. I would do all 3 of these in a real situation. But since I'm in a fake test here, I would love to make a world a better place, but you really can't do that in 6 months. There's nothing you can really change in 6 months. Unless you're a billionaire, which I would not be. So I'd be spending it with family and friends. There are diseases out there that can put you in that sort of unfortunate situation. Does knowing this motivate you to do things you've never done before and pursue more from life? Or do you feel relatively unaffected by the knowledge that this could potentially happen to you at any point in time? I don't think about it often, but it does motivate me to strive for a better future. Yeah. Noted. You have a pet dog. You're not going to do this to me, are you? You're not going to do this to me, are you?
No.
This has actually happened. Well, unless I don't know what's happening. You have a pet dog whom you've raised since its birth. I mean, technically. 3 years have passed and it's the best dog you've ever had. You love it like it's your own child. And one day, he runs away in the middle of the night, chasing after a wild animal in the darkness. Okay, this is different. I thought they were going to say, oh, your dog's passing away. You search everywhere for your dog, but no matter what you do, you can't seem to make any progress. About a month passes and you still haven't seen any trace of your four-legged friend, until one morning you awaken to the sound of a familiar barking. You rush outside to find your elderly neighbor in his late 80s is out of his front lawn, joyously playing with your dog. He has named the beast Johnny, and him and your dog seem to be having the time of their lives. You rush over there and hug your dog, and he excitedly licks your face. Your neighbor says, "Johnny's a good boy, isn't he? I lost him when I was just a boy, about your age. But he's come back. Johnny's come back, and we're together again." So it's not even your dog, technically. Come to find out, your elderly neighbor is suffering from dementia. Oh, never mind. Dementia, recently brought on by the stress and heartache of losing his wife just a couple of months prior to finding your dog. This dementia has caused him to believe that your dog, Johnny, is his old dog from his childhood coming back into his life to make him happy and keep him company. I know what you're about to ask. The dog seems to be in great shape, very happy and well looked after, and you know that telling the old man that it really isn't his dog and that's your dog would break his heart and crush him. Would you break the news to him that this isn't your dog and take Johnny back home with you, or would you let him keep the dog? I would let him keep the dog.
Yeah. Let him keep it.
It's not worth it. The story makes you sad. I'm tearing up a little bit because it's dogs. Can you imagine yourself in the old man's position, being so alone in life and finding one thing that makes you feel less alone, and potentially having to face it being ripped away from you once again? Can you imagine it? Sure. Next question. Let's say that you were viciously murdered. Great. off to a fabulous start.
Yes.
By a serial killer, and you fell for one of their traps as they lured you in and made you their latest victim. Now let's also say that you're given a unique opportunity in the afterlife, so as you return as a spirit to roam the earth. However, you're bound to two potential options, and only two. You can either choose to haunt your assaultant to make his life miserable, hopefully foiling his plans to kill in the future and potentially save lives in the process, or you can choose to spend your time as a spirit amongst your still living family and friends, guiding them in positive ways. Shoot. That sucks. So you can choose to spend time with to guiding them in positive ways and making their lives better. Doesn't help to play sad music, we gotta tell you.
Oh yeah, they are.
I honestly, do you always want to leave the world a better place than you found it? And doing the top option. But you are saving people, that's the problem. But it says hopefully foiling his plans. You don't know if it's gonna work. Think of it like, I mean, it's stupid, and it's stupid to make this connection, but think of FNAF, right? The spirits of the kids haunt the guy, and he still goes and kills people. So it says hopefully foiling his plans. I would probably do this second one, because you're having your family and friends make the right decisions, and hopefully not turning out like this, which would save lives in the future. You are bound to whichever option you choose until either your family or friends are no longer living, or your killer is no longer living. You cannot choose both. I would stay with family and friends.
Yeah.
Of course.
Do you think you have what it takes inside you to drive your killer insane and push him over the edge? Probably not. Do you believe that this scenario is possible? I don't know. I honestly don't think so. If the situation happened to a friend or family member and they were viciously killed, which situation would you rather them choose? Same thing, honestly. I don't think I wouldn't want them to try and hope that them haunting them would make any difference. Next question. One night you go to sleep and you get a good rest that feels like the best sleep you've ever had. You wake up in an unfamiliar room, an unfamiliar bed. You look in the mirror and you hardly recognize yourself. You look as though you've aged 20 years. There's a sticky note on the television screen that says, "Press play." So you oblige the note and hit the play button to reveal a message that's been left for you by all of your friends and family that are still alive and well, though they all seem to be 20 years older as well. They explain to you that every single day for the last 20 years you repeated the same day over and over again. Due to a severe head injury, your memory doesn't last more than 24 hours. So each day when you sleep, all recollection of what took place 24 hours prior is wiped entirely. So it's basically Groundhog Day. Your loved ones have made a video for you to let you have a say in your potential future. You have the option to either watching this video every single day so you know what's going on and continue to progress your life, even though you won't have any recollection of it, Or you can choose to continue living as you had been, repeating the same day over and over again and living in ignorant bliss. I would watch the video. I'd want to progress. Would you be upset if your family kept the truth from you for over 20 years, even though they felt like it was for your own good? Would you be upset if your family kept the truth? I'd be a little upset, yeah. If your best friend was in this situation, would you make a video for them telling them the truth? Yeah. Yeah. Ignorant bliss. Yeah, sure, but I'd want them to know the truth. I'll take note of your answer. You come to find through frantic digging in the attic and reading of old files and newspapers that your parents are famed psychologists. They've also come to find out that they aren't really your parents. In fact, they're not even related to you at all. From what you can gather through your new discoveries, the story tells of a young child who developed psychotic tendencies and went into a trance before murdering their parents in a tragically brutal way. However, that child suffered so much trauma from the event of the loss of their parents once the trance had worn off that they repressed the memory of their parents' deaths, blocking it completely from their mind. 2 psychologists took the child into treatment and performed studies against the child's knowledge, raising that child to be a fully functional adult while playing the role of the child's real parents to further gather data and potentially help that child avoid a terrible life in the process. You are that child. Yeah, I figured that's where that was going. Would you resent your parents? No. Would you be grateful that they gave you a second chance? Absolutely. That's why I said no to the last one. Did you feel betrayed? Nope.
No.
Would you confront your parents about the articles you found? I'd confront them, yeah, but I wouldn't be mad about it. Confronting always has a bad connotation, but confronting can also be nice. So I'm going to take that into a positive connotation and say yes, because I would say something about it. If you were in your parents' position, would you do the same? Would you do the same for a child in a similar situation? I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist, so no, but technically yes, if I had the option. Interesting. I have one final scenario for you before I move on. The end of the world has come and gone, for all that is left are post-apocalyptic soldiers roaming the lands, combining through towns and laying waste to any survivors in their paths, in hopes of claiming their equipment for themselves in order to survive this harsh, barren wasteland known as planet Earth. You get in good with a large colony of soldiers and spend about 6 months with them before they decide that you're not pulling your weight. In order to save the very few food rations they have left, they exile you from the compound and send you out to fend for yourself. You decide to venture into a neighboring town in hopes of finding food that was left behind by raiders. It only takes you about a day and a half before you strike gold. A hated underground bunker stockpiled to the brim with enough food to feed an entire colony for a year. Now you have a few choices to make. Bring it back or keep it, I'm getting. Yep. There it is. I would go back to the bunker because that's helping more people and it's giving more out. Giving for yourself. I mean, they did exile you, I guess, but if you could choose to only tell some of the soldiers about the bunker and let them in so you could lead a new colony, but exile the soldiers who exiled you, would you do it? No, I don't think I would. If you were to lead a new colony, would you build it based on savagery and raiding, or would you build it based on sharing and compassion? We would. I mean, it wouldn't work, but I'd build it off of that one. If you were the leader of the colony that exiled you, except it was you who exiled someone else who wasn't pulling their weight, and that person just so happened to find themselves in a similar situation where they found a jackpot with the food in an underground bunker that they refused to share with you and the colony, would you raid them and steal it for yourself, or would you let them keep what they found? Their bunker now belongs to me. Probably this one. Very interesting. Well, that wraps up this portion of the test. There's 10 more.
Yes.
But I need more from you before I allow you to rest. A choice here, a choice there. Which would you rather? Oh, here we go. Moral dilemmas abound from what I can gather. And you will answer clearly, crisp, and concise. Will you be selfish, or is your conscience a vice? In just mere moments from now, we both shall see the difference between who you are and who you wish to be. Let us begin. And there's the creepy music again. Yeah. Would you rather abandon the person you love most, or be abandoned by the person you love the most? Ooh. Person I love most. I just need to think about who that even is. Okay, I got the person. I'd rather this one because the ties are completely broken off if you do that one. Why did that strike at that exact second?
Oh my god.
Would you rather have friends in high places who could get you anything you wanted but didn't necessarily care about you, or friends who couldn't give you anything but they feel a deep personal bond with you? This one.
Yes.
Would you rather find $10,000 and get to keep it for yourself, or find $20,000 but you have to split it 4 ways with your closest friends and family? This one.
Of course.
Yeah.
10 grand doesn't really get you much anyway. Would you rather cheat on your partner but never get caught, or know that your partner cheated on you but have no way of proving it? This one, because this makes that then you're a bad person up here. Would you rather get rich through illegal means or be poor but live an honest life? This one. Like, illegal means mean you robbed someone, so. Would you rather press a button that would kill your favorite pet, or press a button that would kill your favorite family? Okay.
Oh my god.
You can't put animals above people. I'm sorry. I love animals a lot, but you can't put them above people. Oh, it's always done that. Okay, I thought that was just the music.
Oh.
Would you rather get fired from a high-paying job or have to fire your friends from a high-paying job? Because firing, you can tell them why. If they're not doing a good job, or you can tell them, hey, come back in a couple months.
What have I done? No. This can't be happening. I never wanted this to happen. I was just trying to transfer their files. Monica isn't here to help. What do I do? Maybe I can find a way to manually reset the game. Let's see. Aha! Manual reset! You will lose all of your progress. Yeah, whatever. There. Are they back? No. Where are they? This means... No. They can't be... No, they aren't they? Their files are gone. I just wanted to help.
Once or something, like I'd do that one. Would you rather sleep with your step-sibling or sleep with your best friend's partner? That one, because that's less weird. Would you rather save your best friend from certain death and let 1,000 strangers die? It's a numbers game. You have to save the numbers, because that's a big number too. It's not like 10 to 1. That's 1,000 to 1. I'd rather save the 1,000 strangers. No offense to my friends, but it's 1 over 1,000. Would you rather get free food for the rest of your life? Yes. Or rescue a starving child from a third world country? No, it's not timed. It's just been doing it.
So coincidental.
Man, or the game's doing it on purpose. You're saving a life here. Yeah, it's not timed. Interesting. Would you rather be rich but without a family, or poor but with family? Poor with family. Because then they can support you. It doesn't say the family's poor. It just says you're poor. It's already happening. Would you rather have to steal food for the rest of your life in order to eat, or steal enormous amounts of money from the wealthy but have to destroy the money immediately after? If you destroy it, there's no point. Would you rather serve 4 years in the military during wartime, so right now, or move to a third world country and never be allowed to return home? That one. Would you rather always be traveling 10 miles above the speed limit, or 10 miles per hour below? 10 miles per hour below. Speeding is never smart.
Yeah.
Would you rather never... Great. Staying alive, I guess. Would you rather be addicted to hardcore drugs for 10 years but make a full recovery, or addicted to alcohol for the rest of your life? If you recover here. It's 10 years, but you recover. So, would you rather live to be 200 years old in a perfectly preserved youthful body and have to watch your friends and family die around you, or live to be 70 but die before your friends and family? Ooh. I mean, this question's common, so I've heard this one before. Not with this exact numbers, but... Is it worth it? Because the second they all die, which is around 90 to 100, you have to live 100 to 110 more years of being alone.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's worth it. 70 is really low, though. I'll go with that one. Would you rather sacrifice all of your friends in order to survive, or sacrifice both of your parents? How dare you?
Bruh.
All of my friends.
Bruh.
All of them. Yeah, I get it. That one. Would you rather get acknowledged for work that you didn't do, or work hard for the rest of your life but not receive any praise for it? I don't need acknowledgement, so I'd go that one. Would you rather punch a nun or get punched by... Here it is. You know, I don't like getting punched, and you've told me that punching a nun is pretty great, so I'm gonna do it. Maybe the nun deserves it, you know?
It could be.
Would you rather lose all the money you've ever earned this year, or lose all the memories you've gained this year? Well, let's see, I made about $20 this year. It's great, so I'll go the money. Would you rather flip a coin for a chance to win $20 or immediately win $10? You're guaranteed $10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a guarantee.
Plus, also, coin flips aren't even 50-50. I just learned this. Coin flips are not even technically 50-50. The actual percentage is 51 to 49. It's crazy. So I'm gonna keep the 10.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be talking about the fact that it can sometimes land like on that very slim side. Sometimes I've seen that happen actually, not in real life, but like in YouTube.
The fact that you're still talking is amazing to me.
Please stop.
Guaranteed $10.
Of course.
I'm gonna go buy a chocolate bar down the street, or a burger, or a McDonald's McDouble. Would you rather know how you die or when you will die? I've answered this before, and I'd rather know how, so I can try to prevent it. When doesn't matter to me. Would you rather be blind but able to see crystal clear underwater, or be deaf always? Blind except for underwater. That's interesting. Permanently deaf. There's ways around being deaf. Blindness is terrible.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
Would you rather give up all internet and social media but able to travel the world for free, or have the best internet in the world but never be able to leave your house?
Ooh.
I thought I was gonna say like your country or something. Then that'd be easy. I'm like, give me the free internet, but nope.
Give me the internet.
I can't give up the internet. That'd be really hard. I can't. As much as like that's dumb to say. Would you rather walk barefoot across a bed of hot coals, or walk barefoot through a pitch black snake-infested corridor? Give me the coals, because I can run across those easily.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you rather be the judge who sentences people to death, or the executioner in charge? I'd rather be the judge, thank you very much. Would you rather have a witch cast a nasty hex on you, so you always have bad luck, or be haunted by a demon intent on possessing you? So you always have bad luck. That can lead to death, though. This, I mean, technically this does too. Actually, if it's like phasmophobia, all I really need to do is get a smudge stick and a lighter. So I'm gonna go with that one.
Oh.
Yep.
Would you rather be married to someone incredibly beautiful who doesn't find you attractive, or be married to someone whom you're not even remotely attracted to, but they find you incredibly attractive? That one. Yeah. Would you rather work a high-paying job that you despise, or a low-paying job that you love doing? Low-paying job. You always should do something you love doing.
Yes.
A high-paying job, you have to question, is the money worth it? Would you rather walk 1 mile home wearing nothing but a pair of socks, or be fully clothed but have to walk 100 miles? Nope, I will be 1 mile naked. Thank you. I'm not walking 100 miles. I actually walk about a mile a day anyway. Would you rather find $5 in your pocket, or have to grab $100 out of a public toilet? I'll just cut off my hand, you know? I'll just cut it off. Would you rather have 100 of your favorite books but never watch a movie again, or have 100 of your favorite movies but never read?
Screw reading.
It doesn't mean I can't make books. It just means I can't read them. Would you rather always be 20 minutes late to everything, or 2 hours early? I'd rather be 20 minutes late. They can deal with it. 2 hours early. Being early is fine, but 2 hours early, that's a little ridiculous. That means, like, if you were to be at work by 8, that means you're getting to work at 6. That's a little ridiculous. Plus, the doors would be locked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather find a dead body, or be witness to a deadly assault? This is less dramatic. Would you rather be able to change your past, or see what the future holds? Again, changing your past, though, maybe... let's be under the assumption that it's not going to change who I am today. I'd rather... But then if it doesn't change, I guess it doesn't matter then. I'd look in the future, purely because I want to see what's coming. And also because... Changing the past is not... It made me who I am today, so I'm going to go with that one. Would you rather have 1 really great friend, or 100 mediocre friends? 1 really great one.
Yeah.
Of course.
Would you rather lose all of your teeth? Don't like that one. Or lose 1 day of your life every time you kiss someone? One day of your life. You know, I don't kiss people often, so I'm gonna go with that one. Plus, I don't want to lose teeth. If you lose teeth, you're in a bad position.
Yeah.
Take care of your teeth, kids. Would you rather win the lottery ticket and lose the ticket before you can collect the money, or see your worst enemy win the lottery? I'll lose it. Would you rather find true love or having your dream job? Well, alright. This can lead to a job. Would you rather have a pause button for life or a rewind button? I'd rather have a rewind button. Pause button, what's that gonna do for you?
Yeah, what's going
Just like, pause, let me read my book real quick, unpause.
Let me just do
If you said a mute button and then a rewind button, then that'd be a hard choice, because there's a lot of people I just like to mute sometimes, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I guess the pause button would purely be for silence, but I'd rather rewind button. Would you rather drown to death in gasoline or be boiled to death in water? Neither.
Is there neither option?
This would be horrific, though. They're both horrific, but that would be less horrific. Would you rather make a new friend every day or get $100 a day for doing nothing but never having friends again? You still have family.
True.
Make a new friend every day, though. I'd actually that one, because if it's every day, if it said like once a year, then whatever. But would you rather die to save your family or sacrifice your family to save yourself? You know. Again, it's numbers again. You're dealing with your entire family, which is a multitude of different people, or yourself. So I'd go that one. Would you rather always be hated by those closest to you, or for something you didn't do, or have hurt someone you care about but they'll never find out it was you? This would suck up here, though. I guess that one. Would you rather sleep with your worst enemy or sleep with someone who has many... Okay. I don't even know who my worst enemy would be, so I'm just going to go with that one. Would you rather only eat food you don't like or give up all liquids except for water? You know, to be fair, I already drink a lot of water. So I would do this one. Because that just means I have to give up unsweetened tea and lemonade. Those are really the only two other drinks I drink. I have coffee sometimes. But those are really all the things I have to give up. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I would also go for the same.
I drink a lot of water. So I'm okay with that. If it said, yeah, deal with it. It's bad for you anyway.
Yeah, so much sugar.
Would you rather always listen to music at max volume, or always listen to music just above the lowest volume? You won't even be able to hear it.
But the max can hurt.
But you can walk away. You can get farther away from what's producing the music, that's what I'm going to go with. If, for example, let's say your phone, you play the music in the kitchen, or you play the music in the living room, and then you're in the kitchen making food and you can still hear it. If it's at the lowest volume, you're not hearing shit. Would you rather meet your hero and find out that they don't like you, or never meet your hero at all? I don't know who my hero even is. I don't really have a quote-unquote hero. I'd rather never meet my hero. Would you rather never have a pet for the rest of your life, or never have friends? Well, pets can be your friends.
Yeah, pets can be your friends.
Pets can be friends, so I'm going to pick this one. Got him. Would you rather live in excruciating pain for the rest of your life, or live pain-free, but everyone you know and love will be living excruciating pain? I'd rather deal with it than have everyone else deal with it. Thank you for answering my questions, but we're not done yet. You know, I figured some told me. For we have made it through many categories except for one. These final questions will be from deep within. I want to see your soul. I want to see your heart beat quicken. I want to learn all that you know. Well, school has taught me nothing, so you're not going to learn anything. I want to see what makes you think. I want to know what makes you tick. I want to know your darkest truths. I want to know what makes you sick. I want to expel the truth from you. I want to feed on your precious fate. Yeah, there's fate. I want to learn all your love and bathe in all your hate. So one last time we sit together as we await the final revelation. There it is. These are the last questions I have, the last examination. Take your time, do not think hard, savor every moment dearly. For when I finally finish with you, you will see it ever so clearly. Yeah, they said that all will be revealed in this one, so here we go. And here we go. Choose one of these words that you feel resonates with you the most in this very moment. Morbid, destructive, insane, unclear. I don't even know these last two. Oh, unclean. I read that wrong. None of these? I don't know what these two mean. Volatile? Volatile? Impentulant. I don't know what these two mean. It's a bit morbid. Choose one of these words that you feel resonates with you. Okay. Curious, intrigued. I'm definitely. Well, these are both technically the same thing. Fascinated. These are all the same thing. These are all the same thing. I'm fascinated, I guess. You ever lie to those who are closest to you? Everyone lies, yeah. Have you ever hurt someone whom you know didn't deserve it? Not that I know of. Have you ever lost your temper when you know you shouldn't have? Yeah, everyone does.
Yeah.
Have you ever intentionally hurt an animal? Intentionally? No. Have you ever blamed someone for... Well, I mean, does spider count? No, they're insects. Have you ever blamed someone for something that you know they didn't do? As a child. Have you ever? Yeah, I was like 6. Have you ever abandoned a pet? No.
Of course not.
Have you ever abandoned a loved one in their time of need? Nope. Have you ever stolen something from someone that you cared about? Have you ever stolen something from that you cared about? The only thing I've really stolen were pens and pencils in school that I forgot to give back. So no. Have you ever broken something to spite someone that you cared about? Broken something? No. Have you ever played the victim in a situation even though you hadn't been wrong? Zach has, but I'm going to go with no. Have you ever had romantic feelings for someone who wasn't your partner while you were in a relationship? No. Have you ever wished for the death of someone who had wronged you? Nope.
No.
Have you ever wished for the death of a loved one? Absolutely not.
No.
If you knew that writing someone's name on a piece of paper could instantly cause their death, so death note, would you write down anyone's name? No. I can't think of anyone. Maybe if the note would prevent them from doing something, I'd write down freaking a lot of people's names, but... Do you feel like you could spend more time with your loved ones than you currently do? Oh, actually, yeah. I answered this in the 2K special and the last test, I believe. I've answered this twice. Have you ever owed someone an apology but refused to apologize to them? Have you ever? Yes. Do you ever regret worrying too much about things you can't control? Yeah, I worry sometimes about things I can't control, but I then realize later that I can't control them, but technically, yes. Do you ever feel like your negativity brings other people down? Not intentionally. Do you ever regret not standing up for yourself when you feel you've been wronged? Yeah, there's been several times where I've wanted to stand up for myself and I just didn't feel like it. So yeah. Do you ever feel like you let others influence your decision making too much? Do you ever feel like you let others... Okay, no, I do not. I make my own decisions. Zach needs to work on making his own decisions.
Oh yeah.
Do you ever wish that you lived a more honest life? Nope, I live pretty honestly. Has your dishonesty ever caused someone else to suffer? Not that I'm aware of. Have you ever had someone leave your life before you had the chance to tell them something important? Technically. Do you ever feel like you prioritize people in your life that are unworthy of your time? No. Anyone I talk to, they're worthy because otherwise I wouldn't be talking to them. Do you ever feel like you prioritize your own wants before those who need you most? No. Do you ever feel like you spend too much time working towards something that you're not truly passionate about? No. Everything I'm working on I'm passionate about. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. Do you feel like you're living up to your full potential? Probably not. I don't have money to do much things that I could do, but... Do you ever let your fears stop you from pursuing things that you truly want? Not really.
Sometimes.
I wasn't talking to you. Have you ever refused to try something because you were afraid that you could fail? Refused to try something because you were afraid that you would fail. Isabel's done this, but I have not, no. Have you ever been attracted to someone but refused to let them know because you were afraid of being rejected? Have you ever? Yes. Do you feel as though you're chasing the wrong things in life? I don't feel it, no. Do you ever feel like you spend so much time planning for the future that you ignore the present? Sometimes. Do you feel like your friends and family like you more than you like them? Maybe? Have you ever loved a pet more than your family? Depends on the situation.
Yep.
You know, if I'm mad at everyone, then yes, I care about our cats more, a little bit. Do you ever make up excuses to get out of going to an event instead of just telling the person who invited that you just don't want to go? I mostly tell them I'm doing something, which is not dishonest, because I usually am doing something. So no, technically I don't make it. I mean, you can see them as excuses, but it's not like I'm lying about it. Do you ever feel like you spend more time with technology than you do building stronger bonds with your family and friends? But here's the thing, using technology helps bond each other. Like, for example, when we play Jackbox, that's using technology. When we do this YouTube channel, that's using technology. So, do you ever feel like you spend more time with technology? No. Have you ever defended someone that you shouldn't have? No. I've defended people that definitely needed it. Do you sometimes have a hard time admitting when you're wrong? Slightly, because usually the people won't admit they're wrong either. You ever place the blame for your personal failures on someone or something else? No, I always make sure that if it's something that I did, I'm the one that's blamed for it, not someone else. Zach also needs to work on that.
Oh, yes.
Have you ever accused someone of something with no real evidence to back it up? No. Have you ever had... Okay. Nope. Have you ever had any kind of relationship with someone whom you know you shouldn't have? No. Have you ever let a relationship degrade because you were afraid of being the one to break up with someone? No. Do you ever feel like you could take better care of your own health? I'm doing fine, but I mean, there's always ways to improve, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever let someone else take the blame for something that you did? Not that I'm aware of, or not that I can remember anyway. Have you ever acquired something that you didn't really want just because someone else wanted it? Not that I'm aware of. Do you ever feel like you're not living up to others' expectations? I don't live up to people's expectations. I live up to my own expectations, so... No. Have you ever walked out of someone's life without any explanation? No. Do you feel like you focus more on the negative aspects of life and what you don't have rather than being grateful? No, I just remember that what I'm grateful for every day, because, like, for example, the freaking 1.5 subs we have right now. That's crazy that we have that. I'm so grateful that we have that in less than an effing year. Like, there's people that have been on this platform for 10 years that don't even have 1,000, and that's crazy. So I'm very grateful for where we are right now. So do you ever feel like you're focused more on negative aspects? No. Have you ever witnessed someone being wronged but didn't have the courage to stand up for them? So one time, one of my friends was getting, not bullied, but they were getting, like, nagged and stuff. And I didn't know. Honestly, I was so shocked that it was happening, because it was one of my best friends that was nagging the other person, and I was so confused. I'm like, why did this happen? Why is he suddenly doing this? That it also went by super fast, that I just didn't have time as well. So yes, it's happened once. And finally, do you feel like you are a good person? I try to be.
Yes.
Very interesting. That concludes the ending to your examination. In your mind, I have dug myself a hole. I will analyze your answers very carefully, and now it's time for me to gaze into your soul. This is preposterous. Preposterous. Is that how you spell that? Preposterous?
I think it is.
I never knew that's how you spell that. This simply cannot be. I've expected every potential outcome, but yours seems to have invaded even me. I was prepared to tell you of your fate, to play upon your fear, to break the worst of news to you, to plant seeds of doubt within your ear. But as I've asked you to be honest with me, I must in turn be just as honest with you. For as much as I wish to lie, I am forever shackled to the truth. From what I can deduct from my deep within, from everything you've shared with me. In return, I shall share this with you. This is what I see. I'm going to be real with you here. Your biggest waste of time is that you spend more time thinking about doing things instead of actually doing them. You get stuck in this infinite loop of paralysis by analysis, where instead of actually carrying out a task, you spend countless time thinking about doing it, or analyzing whether or not it's actually worth doing. But the only true way to ever really know if something is worth doing or not is to actually just suck it up and do it. Think about all the time you've wasted by overthinking and procrastinating. Do a lot of that. If you were to add all the time up, just how much time do you think you've wasted? Now imagine if you would have shut your brain off, stopped thinking about doing things, and just done them. Think about how many great things you could have accomplished by now. Now the tough love part is out of the way. Listen to me carefully. You've got so much life left to live and so much potential to do so many things. It's time to stop thinking and start doing. You're going to unlock a whole new world of opportunity, and you're going to be on such an amazing path once you get moving. Don't waste any more time, because you can either be where you want to be in 3 months from now, or you can be looking back to 3 months ago and be exactly where you are now. Once you get the ball rolling, you're going to be a hell of a lot happier in life, and I think you can already feel the truth in that. That's exactly what Fate said, I just noticed. I think you'll be very surprised just how much of a positive impact this can have on your life going forward. I hope this information... This is exactly what Fate said. Huh, that's interesting. Your secret word is accomplished. Remember this word. So, order? No.
Yeah, it was order.
Was it order? Order, potential, accomplished. Oh, come in handy. I thought this was the last one. Wait a minute. I'm confused. If you received an ending that you've already received before from previous examinations, remember, we did not ask you your secret words prior to taking this test, so that should be very telling. It means something very special. If your result was the same as something you've got previously, we'd like you to add the phrase Twin Worlds next to your secret word in the comments. Twin Worlds. That was a name. I'm going to punch you in the face. Literally, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Sorry.
Next to your secret word in the comments. If you received an entirely new outcome, or that means you've got multiple layers of things to work on in your journey, or you may just have an extra layer of depth to your personality, but only you will know the answer to that. Entirely new outcome. We played this game once. This sounds like it's for people that played this multiple times. You've answered hundreds of questions. You found deeper meanings. You've been enlightened, and you've helped others find enlightenment. Many people have wondered just what the test series is truly about. Oh, here we go. But it's simple. The answers are always so much more simple than we believe them to be. The test is about you. The reflection in your darkened screen. The one who seeks the answers. The person who seeks answers. More than being about the answers. The test is more so about the questions. It's about making you think. It's about encouraging you to open up and admit that you're human. Just as human as everyone else. The test is about unity. The test is about compassion. The test is about bringing people together and showing the world that we're not so different after all. Look at all those secret words that have been left in the comments. Look at all the thousands of people who are just like you. We all feel so lonely sometimes. We all feel flawed. We all feel pain. But that's because every single one of us is human. The world judges one another based on so many variables, but they're the most hypocritical set of variables imaginable. We judge each other and are judged ourselves by our own peers who do the same exact crap that they judge us for in the end. And that we judge them for too. You feel flawed because you are flawed. You feel afraid because you have the right to be. You feel overwhelmed because the world is overwhelming. Depression is overwhelming. Anxiety is overwhelming. Our problems are overwhelming. Suicide is an epidemic. We are losing loved ones before their time, and any one of us can fall on the hardest times in our lives at any given moment. We can lose everything we know and love instantly. Yeah, and unexpectedly. One thing we are not is alone. You are never alone. We're all flawed because we're all human. We're all scared because we're all human. We all fight these battles every single day because we're all human. But you never have to feel alone in your fight. Look at all of the secret words that have been gathered that matches yours. It's interesting because Mark's been getting different words, but he's been getting the same responses, so that's interesting. Look at all the words that don't match yours. Yeah, that's exactly what I just said. Perhaps those people are going through struggles that you have yet to experience or know nothing about. And perhaps some others know not of yours either. But don't judge those who are struggling. Help them, just as you'd wish to help them to be helped in your time of need. Don't be afraid to ask for help and reach out to those who are. Everyone is suffering. Some of us just suffer quieter than others. We are all in this together. The test series has helped bring so many people together and make so many people feel less alone. We've read your comments, and others are free to do so as well. We've read about how these games have helped you. We've read about how much positivity they've spread. We've read how many people say that their lives are forever changed. And I'll tell you one thing. If even one life was saved in the process of this social experiment, then it was worth conducting. And every single one of you that has left a comment is a hero. By leaving comments, you've helped spread the message out to others. You've helped spread a positive light in a very dark time, so many people and those people have you to thank for it. There are so many people in this world who do nothing for others, and they'll continue to do nothing for others. They won't lift a finger to help others around them because they don't understand that someone is suffering just as much as they are. They're too afraid to open up about it. But not us. We've all opened up quite a lot, haven't we? We are all brave enough to answer these questions that so many people fear admitting to. We were brave enough to take a chance and leave a secret word as a symbol of our participation. I've actually left our words, by the way. And for that, Randumb Studios would like to thank you for not only placing your name in the credits at the end of the game. Wait, really? Oh, darn it! I should have done it. Oh, I should have done it a while ago. I did it like really recently, so our name's not gonna be here. Darn it! Our name would have been in the credits. This game so the world knows of your good deeds and spreading the word and participating. But we've also got another surprise for you. Everyone who has left a comment on our titles and continues to do so on future titles will be put into the credits of our new massive project that we've been working on. But that's not the good part. We'll also be going through and selecting names from those who leave comments on all of our titles and putting their names right into the actual game and storyline, whether it be a special item, a piece of lore, or a character named after them, and much more. You've contributed your time and energy and helped others in need. We want to make sure you're commemorated for your efforts and to get admiration you deserve. Now, as far as your secret words go, your secret words will play a pivotal role in our new project. You will plug your secret words into different parts of your journey when they are requested of you, and they will alter the game in a very uniquely set uniquely set for your specific words. This is an RPG where every choice matters, where every decision you make changes something about your session. This is an RPG that focuses on every human emotion and the decisions we make and how those decisions make us feel. Keep an eye out in the future for a major project, Chasing Demons. Wait, this is already out. Is it? Wasn't this on the list of their games? On the second game?
I think so.
It was.
That means it's already out. Oh, man, we're late to everything. Where the NPC from all of our titles will be represented. That's why we didn't get closure on Fate and Choice. Because it's in the game. It's in Chasing Demons. I'm buying this instantly. I'm buying this right after this. I'm assuming it's out. Otherwise, that was just a teaser or something they had in Steam. I don't know. But if this is already out, I'm buying it. We're playing it next week. I'm telling you that right now. All of our titles will be represented from Starline, and the world will get to see how they all tie in together. You helped shape it. You helped make it what it is. And we'll be sure to continue to add more and more players into the lore and gameplay as we read more and more comments left on our titles, all the way up until its official release. And again, to commemorate those who participated across all of our titles, we will be periodically selecting names from all of our titles. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us, and everything you continue to do for the world. We greatly appreciate your feedback and support. Excuse me. We've read every single review and comment left for us. From the bottom of our can't speak. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for playing, and thank you for contributing your secret words to our projects. Man, a word from developers. If any of these games even save one life, it was all worth it. And that means you've been a part of that. You're a part of saving someone's life. Most people will live their entire lives never having done something special like that. Even if you didn't particularly find anything useful for yourself from the test series, just by you spreading the word, you've helped others who do find something beneficial from the series, who really could use help in their time of need, as shown in the plethora of positive and inspirational comments left on the series as a whole. So thank you for spreading the word and helping so many people who really truly need it. Some will go their entire lives living selfishly, never lifting a finger to help someone else unless it personally benefits themselves. I'm sure you've met some people like that in your lifetime, and that's okay. There's a place for all those types of people in the world. We need people like that to create balance. We need the selfish with the selfless. We need the good with the bad. We need the happiness with the sadness. We need it all in order to appreciate what we have and what we don't have. But these games have helped people, and that means you've helped people. If you left a comment, you were part of this. If you continue to leave comments, you continue to be part of this. If you shared this, you've helped someone. If you don't believe, well, we've shared it because it's on YouTube. If you don't believe me, take a look for yourself and read some of the words people have left for the rest of the world to see. Look at the joy and positivity you've helped spread throughout the world in such a dark, dark time. Where the people are sick and dying, people are separated by both differences and indifferences. The one thing we all have in common is that we're all human inside. It doesn't matter where we come from, how we grew up, what we've been through, what our opinions and preferences are, what we enjoy, what we dislike, or how we judge and are judged in the end. We're all human, we all feel. We all have the same thoughts, we all have the same feelings and emotions, and each and every person living amongst us has their own lives. Each person is in the center of their own universe. Every individual has their own family, their own friends, their own circle. They mean something to the world. They mean something to everyone. Even when they don't feel like it, they do. Trust me, they do. Or you do. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for encouraging other people to be part of this. Thank you for spreading something so uniting in such a decisive world. Thank you for opening up your heart and your mind in order to create acceptance not only for everyone else, but for yourself as well. Even in our differences, we aren't so different after all, and we're in this world together. Let's make it happy and safe for everyone. Man, did not think this game would get me. I really didn't. I thought there was gonna be like this is labeled as a horror game. 1.0. There it is. There it is. We'd also like to give a very special shout out to Markiplier and his community for supporting us through our other titles. Gosh darn it! We're playing all your games, dude, or supported or whatever. It has really meant us so much to have a lifetime. I can't read. And the amount of joy you bring to the rest of the world through your content and your community support is second to none. Thank you for being you, and we really hope you get to punch a nut at some point in your future. We want to wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and may your life be flooded with the happiness you deserve. That's really nice for Mark. I mean, obviously we're not Markiplier, but that's really nice to see anyway. Man. Yeah, we got beaten to the punch. I'll say that. Wait, it can't be out then, because Markiplier's been recently doing this. It's not like he uploaded this back in 2020. And a side note to anyone and everyone who has taken the time to be here, we will also be releasing a game called The Testing Chamber, which can be considered connected to the Test Trilogy in a very special way. So feel free to check that. I will definitely check that out. Testing Chamber. I need to write these down. Testing Chamber. Remember that, please. In the meantime, we would like to recommend our title called The Advisor. I actually have that, I think. I think I have that. It was in this. I think it was in the package. Chapter 1, maybe? To you, we feel that it provides a great opportunity for player/developer interaction and allows players to cast their vote on where the story should head. Ooh. Oh, maybe that's why I got it for free, because it's not technically a game. It's just like you're choosing their story. That's interesting. It's a choices matter style of game that's never been done before. Really. If it changed, I would love another game like Undertale. I would really like, not Undertale related, obviously, but I'd love another game like what Toby's doing. That'd be amazing. 2 games that are like that. Because Undertale, remember, it was good because you could actually connect the characters. You didn't have to kill any of them. You just go throughout the characters. You get to see their stories. You see their flaws, and that's why Undertale was so successful. It's never been done before. As you, the player, are responsible for how the story is written in the future episodes. That's crazy. With that being said, keep a hold of your secret words. I'll write them down somewhere. You're gonna need them for when you're chasing demons. Nice. So order. Shoot, was a sec.
It's potential.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Who's this? The choice? I will peel the truth from your flesh like petals from a blackened rose. She loves me. Don't. Oh yeah, it is Choice. He has the weird mask. Don't do this. She loves me not. She loves me. Please, I beg of you. I'm assuming the game. She loves me not. Gah! She loves me. She loves me not. She will never love a monster like you. Yeah, so Destiny is the bad guy. So let her choice take its toll. And in her cell, may she rot. Yeah, that's definitely like the teaser for whatever the next thing is. I'm sorry, I can, yeah. Feel free to check out our other titles, the title screen under our other games. I'm definitely going to check that. The Art of a Dad Joke, the Testing Chamber, there it is. The Advisor, the Journey, the Horoscope. I need to check out Horoscope. Oh, there's 2! I'm buying these. The Confession, that sounds good. Medieval Fantasy Survival Simulator, The Twins, The Summoning, Survivor Thrive, Survivor Dieland, the Questionably Quirky Quiz Show. I like none of that. Obviously these. What the f is wrong with you? What do you know? And many more. Thank you, and we wish you a very wonderful day. Until next time. Randumb Studios. Nice. Music's a little creepy in the back, but I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
We've made a list of names of those who have supported our projects along the way, and we'll be continuing to extend this list in future titles. We would like to see them. Would you like to see them to know? We actually saw it last time, so we're not going to see it this time because it was really long.
Yeah, it was a long list.
Real quick. See, yeah. We're playing it. We're doing it. We're also. I might play the horoscope first because that's technically the prequel to all of this, as what I've heard. It's connected. I might just get the bundle with all of them. That seems safe. That seems like a better money spender. Crisis hotline numbers. Oh, that's not a game. That's actually going to take you to like hotlines. The Advisor. Yeah, it stops here. I don't think this. Maybe it is. I don't know. No, because it says follow us here. Unless that is a game. I don't know. It's technically in the other games thing. I don't know. Anyway, hang on. Can I turn this down? Is that turning it down? Oh, do I have to escape again? I didn't do anything. Hang on. Shut up! Here we go. Also, check out. What does that mean?
What?
I can't pick it. Anyway, man. Also, I see a shadowy. No, never mind. I don't know. All right, man. I will tell you what. There's been very few games that have made me tear up as much as that did. I held it together, obviously, but like that, just hearing that this game series was meant to help people in the way that it has, that's crazy. And the fact that no one's figured that out, it makes sense. No one's figured it out because everyone was like, no offense to MatPat, but everyone was like MatPat. They picked at it deeper than what it actually was. It was simple. It was simplistic. It had a meaning that no one thought of because, and it's sad in a way that no one thought of it because if no one thought of that, it's just meant to help other people. It's kind of sad to me that no one thought of that, and that everyone thought it was for some other reason or whatever. It's sad in the way that no one thought of it just because that's how humanity is right now. No one's thinking for the greater good. Everyone's thinking about the present. Everyone's thinking about that kind of stuff. And the reason I stopped this music is because I might overlay some other music in the back just because the music is good. It's just repetitive and it's also kind of like creepy, even though it shouldn't be because it's not a creepy game. Clearly, as we've seen. But man, yeah, I mean, that's why I didn't know. Obviously, I didn't know this, but yeah, that's the whole point of this YouTube channel, right? Is to hopefully save lives down in the future. That's why St. Jude's going to be part of our charity live streams. Doctors Without Borders. For those that don't know, Doctors Without Borders is basically doctors that are going overseas in other countries and helping out that don't otherwise have doctors sometimes. So that can save lives. There's many charities that can do that and that kind of stuff. So that ends the test trilogy. However, it seems there's other stuff that is connected to this game. For example, the Chasing Demons. The horoscope, and there's apparently a second horoscope game too. The horoscope, I forgot what it was called, but there's two of them. And so we'll have to play those. We're probably gonna play the other games that they have too because this is really interesting. It's really, really interesting. They've stuck on with me. I will tell you what. So our words were potential.
Oh yeah.
Order was the first one, potential, and then we just got this one, which was what?
Accomplished.
So I'm gonna write those down at some point. I'm also going to write down the names of the games that they have. I could also just go to their Steam page to see all the games they have. Because this was $5. I bought all three of these tests and the two other things for $5. This game was $5. Think of how much like this, and I can't speak. Think of like $60 games, right? If this game was $60, which I don't think it should be, but let's say it was, you have to question, are they actually caring about people, in the sense that, why would it be $60? You're paying $60 just to, I mean, you're helping someone, sure, but it's $60. But since this game is $5 for all three, meaning these got to be like $1.50 each, right? $1.50 each at max. So the fact that they're taking $1, which, by the way, I know this because I'm working on a project that you guys don't get to know about, but if you put a game on Steam, Steam takes money from that sale because you're using their platform, right? It just makes sense that if you put a game on Nintendo eShop, they take a portion of that. It's how it works. Meaning they're probably making 20 cents off of a sale of this game from each person, right? Meaning they're making 20 cents. That can buy me a cup of ramen back in 1950, right? They're not buying squat with that. So that means this game is actually true of what it's saying. It's actually honest, like it said we should be, and it's crazy. So I will put all of our words into the. I don't know what it exactly means by the comments. I'm assuming the Steam comments, which I can do, and I will be doing that. I'm going to be writing down the games that they have. I'm also going to, right as soon as this ends, I'm going to check if Chasing Demons is actually out. If it's not, because here's the thing, Mark just did this. Mark uploaded the test a week ago? I want to say a week ago. Maybe a little bit more than that. Meaning these just came out, or these guys are crazy and have like 10 million people working for them because this came out fast. But yeah, we'll check it out, and you guys should go check their games out as well. Please do. I mean, you've seen us play this already, so I guess there's no real purpose of playing. I mean, actually, no. Yeah, play it. See what your results are, because it seems everyone gets different results. Because I've only watched Mark play it. Actually, no, that's a lie. I've seen MatPat play this. He got completely different answers. He picked different things. He got a different word, that kind of stuff. Mark picks different answers a little bit, but he also got the same word. He got potential as well. He got angel. His first word was angel. But our first word was order, but it's so that's slightly different. But me and him picked the exact same stuff on the second one, basically, and he got potential as well. So clearly, me and Markiplier are connected. That's what this all means.
Wow. You're a secret, long lost, very young brother.
Exactly.
Yes.
Even he doesn't know. Anyway, all jokes aside, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will return to this Randumb's games eventually. In fact, if Chasing Demons is out, we will probably have it next week on Monday. Probably. I can assume if it's out, which I doubt it, but if it is, then I mean it's on their other game. It's giving me a link to go there, meaning it's got to be out, right? I don't know. Anyway, so we will definitely check it out, like what this says. Check out, because clearly their games are very story oriented, and that's what I love about them. And if they're promising that Chasing Demons is this massive project where your choices and your words that came from this game matter, that's crazy. I can't believe it. And I just can't wait to see how everything's going to unfold, because there's still answers that we don't have. Like what's going on with Fate, Destiny, and Choice. Clearly, Destiny was the bad guy, so I called that from the start. High five, guys. I'm just that good.
Yeah.
I'm just that good. Yeah, I'm just good. And Fate and Choice are stuck somewhere. It's worth noting, Fate wasn't in that scene, though, with the teaser scene or whatever. He wasn't there. It was only Destiny and Choice. Which, of course, I'm interested to see what that means, because obviously Destiny, Choice, and Fate are all symbolic of something, I assume, of like the actual real-life equivalents, which is just people believe in Fate and Destiny and stuff. Or do you believe in free will, which would be Choice? That kind of stuff. So, long story short, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I did not expect this game to get me like it did. I was expecting a jump scare again at some point. Never happened. Still labeled as a horror game. Maybe it's like DDLC. Well, I mean, that was the actual horror game. But no, I mean it's like DDLC in the way that it's presented in a way that's not accurate. But it's for a reason. It's not presented accurately for a reason. Which I think is genius, because DDLC was genius. Undertale was presented correctly, I think. I don't think Toei made it sound like it was something else. But anyway, enough about that. So thank you guys so much for watching. On the left, check out This is technically labeled as a horror game, so I'm technically gonna put it in the playlist. So it's gonna be in the horror games playlist. So go check it out over there. On the right, check out the last horror game we did, which I believe was the test, right? The test Hypothesis Rising. Was that the last one we did, or was it Emily Wants to Play?
No, it was the test.
It was the test
on Saturday.
Saturday.
Last Saturday, yeah.
Oh, I meant Wario's, not Emily.
Oh yeah, right. No, Wario.
It was Wario. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I might actually put the test on the right anyway, purely because you should go check it out if you haven't seen it already. I did tell you at the beginning you should have saw the first two, but if you didn't feel like it or you didn't want to leave this one, that's fine. Just go check it out anyway, so you can see other because they ask different questions. There's a couple questions like punching a nun. That's always in there somewhere. You can go see whether we wanted to punch a nun or if we have. You should go check it out. I'll give you a simple answer. No. And of course, guys, consider subscribing if you like the content you're seeing. Every series we've done to this point, we'll finish it, including this one, because seems like a big trilogy. Not a big trilogy, but a big conglomerate of games that we should check out. And the only game we will not continue is Luigi's Mansion, because Luigi equals Lewis, and Lewis is ugly, kind of like Luigi, because they're like long-lost brothers or something, and nobody likes them.
Yeah, that's
So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in whatever comes next for this series.